right, good morning, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for all of your kind wishes and prayers for Charlie. He's doing well. Surgery went well, so we're crossing our fingers that he's cancer-free. A little bit of skin cancer, and hopefully it's not anything long-lasting. All right, so thank you very much for all of your really lovely notes and kind wishes. Charlie appreciates them. I appreciate them. Welcome into Thursday. Welcome into Thursday. Today, we're going to talk on our birth chart mentorship today about how to determine your life partner based on your birth chart. All right, we're going to talk about that at 2 o'clock today, so that will be awesome. Let's see what's going on here. All right, I'm getting this really interesting vibe, so hopefully, let's see where we go. If you want to jump onto the Birth Chart Mastery, there's a link in the description box below. Just click on my title and it'll open up. Forest, oh, look at this. Forest Temple Enlightenment. Isn't that beautiful? Rainbow Waterfall Miracles. Beautiful. Wild Rose Fairy. Love. Indeed, as I'm recording this, we are right at, pretty close to, the full moon, the pink moon, full moon in Libra. And so the universe is asking us to pay attention, pay more attention to our relationships. Libra is all about relationships. And there are some patterns that really need to be released. Now, I feel like some of you have been doing a lot of good work around that. Enlightenment and miracles and love coming in. Those are terrific cards. So that does feel to me, let's see, let's use this. That feels to me like it's like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow or something like that. Like the hard work has paid off. Your hard work has paid off. If you have had toxic relationships with any number of different kinds of patterns, just being aware of the pattern is good, but there is work to be done in terms of clearing it, and I think a lot of you have done that. So congratulations, right? 9 of Swords underneath, there's anxiety a little bit. Queen of Swords, the 2 of Swords, wow, and this King of Wands. Now, look at that, 9 of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. I have long felt, all right, can't stop myself. Okay, ace, 2 aces. So I've long felt that there has been a block around love. We're talking about love relationships because of the anxiety, because of having patterns that didn't work for you or were really tough and were attracting toxic partners. I teach a class called Plutonic versus Twin Flame, and I do feel like I have been talking to a lot of you, especially those of you who have sent in your birth charts to me, you and your twin's birth chart, to get a sense of twin flame in the birth chart. And I am feeling like there are at least 10 markers of twin flames, but one of the things that I have noticed is that some of the childhood coping mechanisms of a particular worldview, all right? A worldview can be like everybody is exactly like me. There's nobody that is really toxic. There's nobody really hateful out there. I really want to think everybody is kind and generous and has goodness to them and aren't driven around by baser kind of low vibration experiences or personalities or anything like that. But I feel like you're finally coming to a place where you can see the goodness in other people, even if they're showing up as, you know, pretty toxic or pretty damaged or whatever it is. And there's just this sense of compassion, but we don't have to take them on as our partners anymore. There's no need to, you know, sort of bring that in. You can still be loving and kind and generous without putting yourself in harm's way. Those are two different things, okay? Those are two different things. And I think a lot of us, especially healers, all y'all healers and you know, mystics and shamans, and all of you guys are very, very intensely intuitive. And, you know, there's just a sense of like, I just want to take care of people, or I want to help them heal. And that's all great, but you don't have to, you know, kind of You don't have to ignore the red flags and bring them in as a partner anymore. A lot of you have had Plutonic relationships, and a Plutonic relationship is someone who is a catalyst, and a lot of people do mistake them for twin flames. Okay, and so because of the intensity of the situation, and Pluto is very intense, so this person has, and they're not like this with everybody. It's not like someone who has a personality disorder who is across the board, narcissistic to everyone. A narcissist is narcissistic to everyone. It's not just you, okay? But some of us, when we come across Plutonic partners, meaning they have Pluto that's talking to our planets in their astrology chart, and how it manifests as a person is somebody who is a catalyst agent for us, who brings out a lot of intensity in us, but they don't feel anything. They're kind of like, why is this such a big deal? And so I do get the sense that some people have worked through a number of possibly narcissistic partners and possibly Plutonic partners, and are the better for it, even though that was a really tough lesson. Okay, you've learned a lot of lessons about self-care, learned a lot of lessons about self-protection, about not ignoring red flags. And, I just see this as, in the past, there's been this sense of like, how can I have love in my life if I have no trust? And it's not about trusting other people. The fact is, you're not trusting yourself to choose because you don't have those tools. And, a lot of these Plutonic partners, narcissistic partners, they're teachers for us, and through a very difficult road. And I think now with this Queen of Swords, you're seeing the red flags more, you're seeing the issues more, and this Libra full moon is an opportunity to really release that, like in gratitude. Okay, yes, I've had 3 or 4 different flavors of narcissism. I'm no longer interested in that, so thank you very much for that lesson, but I won't be doing that again. And now there's the ability to see somebody very clearly. The Nine of Pentacles, self-confidence. It's now you can trust yourself. The Nine of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Some of you are moving down this road of moving away from very toxic partners. And this is all, the cards underneath are very strong to me. If you take my tarot class, you know that there is a sense of things bubbling under the surface, things that are happening, things that are showing up, even if we aren't consciously aware of them. I do think that a lot of what I've been talking about these toxic patterns have become conscious, which is lovely. And so now you can see somebody who is good for you, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and understand the difference or feel the difference between a Plutonic partner and someone who is a twin flame, or someone who's a strong soulmate that is really activating a lot of learning in you. There's a difference there. And I will put in my description box, I have a little bundle of classes around this particular topic. So if you want to take that, it's a good way to help you get really clear and do a lot of healing work. And some of you have already done this, right? The enlightenment and the miracles and love showing up. Okay, Mary Jo, lay down the reading. 8 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, another ace, Queen of Pentacles, 3 of Swords in the past, 8 of Swords in the past. Look at that strength and overcoming. Everything I was just saying. All right, everything I was just saying. 5 of Wands, the Chariot, the Star, there's the healing energy, and the 4 of Pentacles. I almost feel like that 4 of Pentacles is kind of good. It's a little bit similar to this card, isn't it? It's like, we're just not letting everybody in. We're not, just because we feel sorry for somebody or we feel like somebody needs nurturing or kindness, doesn't mean we have to invite them in. We can stand in our power, right? The Strength card right in the middle. We can stand in our power and shine our light as brightly as necessary. Sometimes just being in your presence. I know you have felt this because I've definitely talked about this with my Pathfinder group, that sometimes people are triggered if you're really standing in your spiritual light, if you're really standing in your healing capability, standing strong in your teaching capability. People can be triggered just by being around you. Like, you don't really have to be doing anything. You don't have to like throw yourself on the train tracks like this anymore. Okay? It does remind me of those really old, before we had talkies. This is really old, early 20th century movies when they were just black and white and there was no sound and there was no audio to it. It reminds me of tying the girl to the train tracks kind of thing, which was a common theme in those movies. And I think that's something that we have done to ourselves, right? We lash ourselves to the train tracks or the front of the train, because, we think as healers, we're here to do that for people, but that's not true. That's not how that works. The healing part of you is somebody who is witnessing, right? So somebody who has narcissistic personality, toxic personality, mental health issues, a hatred of any kind of low vibration stuff, hate, shame, anger, any kind of problems around that. We don't have to get involved. We can just witness. So this is kind of like, this was a situation of a lot of people out there that they would get in the scrum, okay, and be dealing with people like this. Now we're talking about, when you do your healing work, we're talking about standing and witnessing and, shining the light of love, delivering that to other people while still protecting yourself. I like this because this does feel powerful. Okay, so moving forward with the Cancerian energy and the Aquarian energy of being in your power without letting someone else, a vampire, letting someone else plug into you and drain you. Instead of that, you're now able to be a healer in a way that isn't diminishing you, isn't reducing you or toxically hollowing you out. Not doing that anymore. And I just feel like this Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, this is about relationship, personal relationship for you. This is about you standing in your power and really being able to, ground yourself, protect yourself, and shine the healing light on people who need it, and without depleting, without any depletion. And I feel like in the past that wasn't possible, or that was something that you may have been working on. Well, congratulations, you have stepped into the realm of healer. I know yesterday's reading was very similar about, an invitation to become a healer, which is exactly what you've already become. And also healing yourself, healing your capability to allow love in without it being damaging to you, because you're able to trust yourself now and make choices that are good for you. The old dysfunction of childhood patterns, this is what we do inner healing work for. This is what inner child work is all about. It's about, it's not actively crushing the child or quieting the child or anything like that. It's basically like you're giving permission to your adult and to your grown-up to reparent that inner child and say, hey, you know what, that's lovely that you want to help that person. Can we do it without damaging ourselves? Can we do it without draining? Can we learn to trust ourselves to only allow people in who are not, I guess the word safe, safe implies that they're not alive, or they're not human themselves, or they're not able to engage in a relationship other than one that's the two of you are completely encased in self-protective bubbles. Love is not safe, right? Because we do, even if we are well-intentioned, we do hurt each other. We do things that do, not on purpose, but that's what love has, that element to it of risk, because we're being vulnerable, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable means that you need to up your game in terms of your choosing, okay? Who you're choosing to be in that connection with is heightened, is elevated, and is brought into the realm of good choices. So then you continue to trust yourself. The more good choices, the more you trust yourself. So you've got to exercise. It's a practice. It's not something you just arrive at and forget about. Like, you've got to do more practice to get there. All right, so there's 5 of Wands, right? 8 of Cups, Queen of Wands, the 6 of Swords. Wow, 2 of Wands. This is beautiful, because I'm seeing this as forward moving. So we're now taking, transmuting the wisdom of our broken hearts, of our throwing ourselves on the train tracks, and seeing that we can help people in a more powerful way. a powerful way because we are not depleted by it, and then we can help more people. It doesn't just kind of drain us and then that's it. So I love this because it does feel like there's never not, just because you've gotten healthy and you've done your healing work, I almost feel like there's more people who come around who are unhealthy because they are seeking your guidance, seeking your healing energies, and those are the people that need it, right? Like, you do attract other strong people, to be sure, but it's the important part of this reading is saying to you, it's good that you're finally getting to the point where you can tell the difference, okay? And you act accordingly. So this achievement that you have incorporated your own power and not given your power away or not let other people drain you of your power, not only brings in new opportunities for money, wealth, fame. I'm getting fame. I'm getting expansion. I'm getting that you're creating something that's really stable for yourself because you now trust yourself. And so when you don't trust yourself and you choose people who diminish you or who take from you, it drains your resources as well. So this is a self-protective thing in all fronts of your life. And resources, money, time, opportunities can now flow because it's a safe place. It's a place where you're taking care of your own responsibility. You're adulting correctly in terms of being a loving person, a healing person, a kind person, a generous person, and still a strong person who doesn't allow this nonsense into their life anymore, right? Like, I'm seeing it. You're awesome, go away, right? Like, there's a little bit of that. You don't have to say you're awesome because likely that person is struggling. But you are, those people they're struggling. And so it's kind of like a compassionate level of love that you can do from a place of distance, okay? And you can still be a loving, kind person without throwing yourself under the train. So 8 of Cups and the 6 of Swords, moving forward, there's a new passion here. Because of the strength, because of the ability now to create resources, there is a new passion that can be undertaken. You have the time, you have the resources, you have the self-protection, you have the connections, you are knowing who to bring into your life and who to kind of say no to. And I do feel like this moves you forward in a really strong way, a powerful way, and still an ability to be vulnerable with people. That's what authenticity is. It's not walling yourself off like, I can't have anybody in here because I can't make choices, or I can't, trust myself to make good choices. Now you're trusting yourself to make good choices. So now opportunities can open up. That's really amazing. Opportunities can open up, and you can be sure that you will continue to be strong because you know how to protect yourself in a loving and kind way. Right? So lovers, world, wow, 6 of Cups and the Hanged Man. So now love can flow in a personal way too. I'm going back to this. I feel like there's a choice here that you're going to be offered, an opportunity that you'll be offered to choose someone who is also on the healing path, also has done some work on themselves, and also is a good risk. This person is someone that's worthy of your time and worthy of your attention and worthy of your love. And you don't need to throw in with this person immediately, but there is an opportunity that's showing up because you have done this work. And this new path, it does feel to me to be lovely and kind and generous. It's almost like a full circle. It's, that inner child wants that person to be kind and generous and loving. And when you do miss those red flags, when you're not seeing that kind of stuff, you let in a lot of people who are not like that. But by doing that, now you are having this experience of that the inner child wants in a way that is long lasting, a way that is kind and generous. This person is worthy of your time. This person has done the healing work themselves. So it's going to, for what the inner child used to want, and they invite in people who are not capable of it, now you're inviting people in who are capable of it. So that inner child is getting, I don't know, just that sweet feeling of new love, that sweet kind of time in the beginning of a relationship. And also, it's going to continue. It's not going to disappear when someone wins you and then all of a sudden they show their true colors. We're not going to have that experience again because now you know the difference. So that's really interesting. So I'm going to continue on with this. If this is your reading, let's see. I want to ask about that person that is arriving now that you're able to choose in a healthy way. And I want to ask more about that. So I'll pull a card and an oracle for each of the zodiac signs. So as advice for you. Okay. All right. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. If you're part of Pathfinders, let's just keep going. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.